Yo, good people of Earth. It's your boy, Almond Brown from Planet Almond, y'all. It has been a minute. We got a lot to catch up on, and just glad to be back. A lot of things been going on just behind the scenes and us talking, but the holidays came up, and you know that intergalactic travel for Almond, got a little bit heavy on the schedule. So, but we're back with Shelfspace, and this is kind of like a year-end holiday edition. Lots of big things that we want to do with our platform um, for 2023. But tonight, man, we just want to come back and just say hello, have some fun, talk to some of the folks that that have been checking us out, and as always, I want to introduce my man, uh, Headache Mitchell. I'm gonna turn the mic over to him and let him again introduce himself to you.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I do apologize for the big time delay on my end. Whole lot of life has been going on. But once again, I am Headache Star Mitchell, one section of the most populous podcast on our face of this flipping earth, none other than the Shelf Space Podcast. We hope to bring you a lot of entertainment, a lot of thoughts, a whole lot of fun. Let's get it popping.
Exactly. Yeah, a whole lot of fun. Well, look, folks, it's been probably about a month and a half since we've done an episode. Life comes at you, jobs and everything keep you busy, but we've kept the concept, just going. And in 2023, talked about what we can do better, what we can do, to have more fun. So I mean, you name it. That's why we call it shelf space, because it's just really some of the things that you know that all of us that host the show kind of do as hobbies or into in the walks of life that we take. They're all different, but we're all sort of from the same area, but we're all different. That's why it makes the show real interesting. I mean, we've talked about doing a cooking segment that is coming. We're gonna cook a grilled cheese live
Oh
on,
yeah.
on
Oh
the
yeah.
show. We're
Oh
gonna have
yeah.
Chef Half Pound, show us how he does it there in the crib, making real grilled cheese. Now we put work into it. And we don't just go get any kind of bread. We brag about what kind of bread. We don't just go get any kind of bread. That IGA, generic bread, and try to do some grilled cheese with that. No, that's not what we do. It's not what we do. We don't use regular cheese. That cheese product. We don't use that. If you
Show
use it,
no.
if you're using cheese product to still do grilled cheese, you're an amateur. I'm telling you right now, you're an amateur. Step your game up. That cheese don't even hardly melt. You know, and when it does melt, it stays in a perfect square. So it's product. It ain't real cheese. So we've talked about doing that. We've talked about digging into some of the hobbies that we do. I know Headache does a lot of photography, and he does actual art pieces. So we want to talk about that. We also know more authors, local authors, people that are from our general area, people that we went to school with that have written books, and we've engaged with them, and they have been gracious enough to say, yeah, we'll come on the show and talk about what we're doing, what they're doing as authors. So it just a lot of interesting things that we want to do for 2023, man. So with that, let's just get into the holiday edition. So Headache, it has been a minute. I know you've been working. I see you got who's that? Slick Rick on your chest.
The ruler.
The storyteller, Rick the
The
Ruler.
ruler.
So man, what you been up to?
Driving that clam truck 12 hours a day,
Yeah,
6 days a week, twice on Saturday, 5 times on Sunday.
we gotta do that. Them occupations, they they get us. But that's how we fund a lot of our hobbies. I know especially you being a sneakerhead, getting them exclusives that you get. you gotta have some money coming in to keep up, with what the bots are getting out there online.
But it's not even for me anymore. It's more more along the lines of me copying for my coworkers. A lot of them they hit me up with this say bruh, say bruh. They say bruh me to death. So I do wind up copying for them. I don't charge anything. The connections that I have, they look out for me. So it's only right that I look out for other people in return too. And that's not a cue for all of y'all to be hitting me up talking about say bruh. It don't work for everybody.
Man, I don't know how you do it. Uh, I'm a sneakerhead too, but I can't. Anytime I try to get any kind of exclusive, man, I'm outbid, out hustled, outmanned. I can't get anything. So I'm always buying like off the clearance rack. I wait till stuff get marked down. I get the odd colors. I get the discount with the 20% off. Nike keeps shooting me the 20% off coupon every couple of months, and I just go and see what's on there. Try to get some. Hit the outlets every now and then.
The only thing that I have to have that's coming out, or I will flat out die, are the OG tools that's dropping this weekend. That's dropping Friday. I've always loved that shoe. Never had a chance to get it. When it did come out, I passed over on it. Matter of fact, the mellows that was sitting at the outlet, I should have grabbed them, but I went ahead and I let them ride. But that's one that I have to have, or I will flat out die.
So when you say mellows now, which shoe, which version?
They had where they did the Denver Nuggets too, where they did it in the baby blue and yellow.
Yeah. Okay.
That was set at the outlet for a long minute, and when I went back to finally go ahead and copy it, they were already gone. So
Yeah.
I can't even put that one on the universe. That one was all me. I drug tail like how I always do, and messed
Yeah.
around and I missed out. So
Yeah, you did an almond brown. That's what I do. I said, look, if you're gonna put it on sale, I want it to be on saler. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to go down some more.
but that one, that's what got me is that one was dragon tail, and
Yeah.
like I said, it was dead, but I messed around and dropped the ball on myself, so I can't blame anybody
What I
but
tend to
myself.
find in the outlets, man, you can catch a good colorway, good shoe in there. Like it's sometimes you go to the outlets and people are there are shopping. They don't know what they're looking at. They're just there, they looking for the you know, whatever the newest stuff. But sometimes you'll go in there and find a retro or something, an Air Max or a retro old hoop shoe from the night, and it's a cool colorway, and it's just sitting there, and you go work your discount. It was military, whatever, first responder, if you got that, and you can get up on some good stuff sometimes at the outlet.
I'm
But
just waiting on the
once they know what's there, then they're gonna
well,
get hit.
well, I'm just waiting on them to do something with these phone posits next year. They're
Mm.
supposed to be dropping Penny's All Star PE for I think what's that, the 25th anniversary, and they kind of dropping the ball on this one.
Yeah, man, I can tell you for Christmas, man, I got hooked up with a little penny, the high school jersey, the Treadwell joint. Got hooked up with that. Cortez was like, yeah, Cortez is buying throwbacks for everybody. I'm like, hey, man, you know,
It came up on one because the only one of his
yeah,
that I have is the Orlando Magic, the road jersey.
yeah.
I need one of his from when he played in Miami, as well, and that Phoenix joint as well too.
Oh man, the Phoenix years. So, you know, Penny's one of my favorite players. And of course, this is Orlando years. Those was heyday. But people forget how good him and Jason Kidd were in Phoenix. They had them good years, but just he wasn't the same. He wasn't the same Penny, but that was an effective team. In them Phoenix years. And then after that, he went to where did he go? He went to New York. Was it New
Yeah,
York?
yeah, he went to New York, and that by
Just
then he was already completely going there. He was
yeah,
just hobbling around on that one.
right, right,
But that
right.
was the
That
thing.
really
Jason Kidd said that was one of the best guards that he had ever played with.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But he said he had love playing with Penny.
yeah. Because he wasn't as explosive as he was in as he was when he was in Orlando, but he would post you up. in Phoenix. And, that was one of
Yeah.
my teams. So I was watching. Him and Kid were big guards, man. They just kill you with the post up. So, but yeah, once he got to New York, that was it. I think Allen Houston had to carry that team. I didn't really like that team, but I always would follow Penny pretty much anywhere he went. Um, and it's funny that bring him up because in his Phoenix years, the guy who took minutes from him came from Boston was Joe Johnson, and I hated Joe for that. I hated Joe Johnson for that. It's funny that I became such a big Joe Johnson fan when he went to Atlanta, but when he came from Boston to Phoenix and he took Penny's minutes, I was like, man, sit this bum down, man.
Yeah, emergency man.
Boston drafted him. They didn't even give him playtime. That's a bum. And he taking minutes from my man. It's like, get him out of there.
But I hadn't really been too much into basketball since he walked away.
Really? Well, I mean.
Really?
I mean.
And then when KG left, my heart and my soul left with that one.
Right.
He was much needed for the game.
That was a different era there. Now, what you drinking on today? What is that?
It's one of these organic. One of these organic drinks, one of these fruity organic drinks from Italy that we picked up from the farmer's market.
Fruity organic drinks. What you trying to clean your bowels out, man?
Negative, bro.
What you trying to do?
Negative. We love that one. That one, and that's the what is this? This is the red grapefruit.
Okay.
And then that's the orange.
Put us up on some stuff, man. I know you the connoisseur of the farmer's market. There's stuff out there we don't know about, man. You need to put us up on it.
I keep telling y'all I try anything once except for AIDS and sleeping with a man.
Yeah.
One of them you can come back from.
And we know about your desire for a little person. So we know you'll try. When you say you'll try anything except those two, we pretty much believe all of that. So.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I caught you with that one too. With that other one that you didn't want to comment on.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. I wanted to let y'all know, man. Stella Rosa. No. There's some Stella Rosa. Let me move it a little closer. A little Stella Rosa. A Stella Rosa got some really good flavors. It's hard to find a bad one. I usually, for the holidays, you might get a little Stella Rosa Black. I really like that. They got a lot of good flavors. Some of them are a little too fruity, but this red apple, I mean, if y'all out in the grocery stores, y'all need a little favorite, package shop, Cousin's Cut, you go and, Blue Light Special, you might get you a little bottle of Stella Rosa for New Year's, man. Try that out.
You catch did you catch your what is that Christmas cake of yours that you love to death? Not the eggnog,
it's about the fruit cake?
Yeah, the fruit cake. Did you get your fruit cake this year?
Man, dude, I'm on the third log, baby. I don't play with that, man.
Oh.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the hate is on the fruit cake, man. I mean,
I don't see how the flip you do.
We
What you talking about? You on number 3?
Yes, man. I'm on log number 3 of that Claxton. That Claxton, baby.
No.
That Claxton, that South Georgia stuff right there. Man, listen. Folks be hating on. They hate on fruitcake. I don't understand it. They like, yeah, what's in it? Whatever. It don't matter what's in it, man. Slice that thing up and go ahead and bite into it, and it's all good. Like I don't know, the little green jellies in there, the little red stuff. It's fruitcake. It's fruit. So yeah, I picked up the third log the other day because see what's gonna happen is they're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna leave them on the shelf. They're gonna go out. They're gonna try to sell out. So probably Friday I might just go get 2 more to carry me to February. And then I'll just wait. I don't like to overdo it. I don't want to eat fruitcake all year long because it ain't special. You know what I'm saying? So February I'm good, and then I'll be I'll come back next November.
No,
and
I
start
don't
up
know.
Again.
I don't know.
Man, these are like holiday traditions for me. Everybody got, come on, matter of fact, Want to say what's up to the people. Oh man, my man Ronnie. Want to say what's up to Dawn. We miss you, girl. Thank you for watching. Want to
Dog,
appreciate
come get
all the
this man in
support.
this fruitcake, please.
We do fruitcake, man. Hey, if you're watching, drop in the chats. What your holiday traditions are. I like to do fruitcake. you know, it hasn't caught on here in the house. So usually I'm the only one, slicing it up and eating it. But yeah, that's what I like to do, man. What about you? I know it's something you like specifically for the holidays. What's that?
The sweet potatoes.
Man, you just said that like a little 7-year-old boy too. You must be eating those sweet potatoes for a long time. Those sweet potatoes.
Exactly. And I got my my grandmother, Mel Laws, peace and blessed be upon her. I got her recipe,
Oh
and,
man.
and nobody else in the family can make it
Okay.
except for me. So now, since our mayor in Wild Wild West, he threw the hate on the air fryers, talking about they need to be
I
less
saw
than
that.
22.
Come on, man. Hey, we
I'm giving,
trying to be healthy, man. We gonna do these. We gonna do these air fryers now. We trying to eat healthy.
and that's what I told him. I just got a $300 one for less than half
Oh,
price.
oh
Nah,
yeah.
that ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
Post had them on sale for $120.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Cool,
I got
man.
on it. I got
Okay.
on it.
So what you planning on doing with this air fryer, man? You really gonna do something with
Grilled cheese.
it? Man, please tell this. Please tell the audience. Please tell the audience you didn't go out and get an air fryer just so you can cook grilled cheese in it.
We're doing the grilled cheese.
No, man,
We
come on,
doing them sweet potato pies in there.
man.
We
Okay.
doing them lemon pepper wings. We doing
Oh,
them nuggets. We doing turkeys.
so you getting them farmer market nuggets and cooking them in the air fryer.
Negative, bro. We go ahead and get them whole chicken breasts,
Okay.
and then we
My bad.
slice
My
them up, and then
bad.
we toss them in that olive oil. Then we throw
Oh.
that seasoning in there, and then we start massaging them like how you do your girl on Friday night after the
Man,
club.
hey, if you touching them nuggets like that, man, I don't want. I don't, if you
Bro,
massaging them nuggets like that, I don't think I want that. But you make these homemade right
do
from the
I?
chicken breast.
Do
Okay,
I?
I
And
appreciate
then
that. That's a
toss them
skill.
pancos in there, and then toss them in that air fryer.
That's a skill. That's a
Nope,
skill.
no Earl,
That's a
no
skill.
Earl.
I'm. I want to try. I just don't want to see you massaging. I'm just walk out the
Exactly, baby.
kitchen when you doing this. Route, I'm just walk away. I don't know if I can eat it if I watch you do
You
that
got to
though.
get down to the bottom of the bowl.
No,
You got
no.
to get down to the bottom of the bowl and bring it up to the top, just like how you
Oh
was
man.
getting them shoulder blades with them thumbs and that middle of that back right there at that hump.
That's that signal. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Looking
that
for them to do
time.
that number right there when they
Right,
do
right,
that. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to be in there.
right. Man, well, Dawn says it's a hard no on the fruitcake. I mean, I get that. Yeah, I get that every year. I still
Thank you,
understand.
Dawn.
I think the fruitcake might have came from, I don't know, man.
Because I
Um,
was about to ask, where did that tradition
it,
come from?
I'm gonna say it had to have come from like my grandmother or something like that. Because I know old people like fruitcake. So it had to have been, sitting in the little cake, the cake dish, and I was like, Grandma, what's that? That's fruit cake, baby. And I like fruit, I like cake, so I'm like, well, this got to be good. So, hey, we went on ahead and got a couple of slices, and ever since then, I've been eating fruit cake. I've been eating fruit cake and raisin bran probably since I was, I was probably about 3, man. I have to thank my grandmother for that. So
That's a crazy thing, because Ali was the one that got me on Raisin Bran, because when I was spending the night over at his house,
yeah.
they had about 40,000 boxes of Raisin Bran.
Oh man,
I'm sitting there
my
like, man,
man. Hey, Ray, I would have loved that, man. Raisin bran was my thing, especially that if it was that Kellogg's with the 2 scoops with
that's
them
what it was.
sugar raisins. Man,
It was authentic, and
I was
then
loving that.
we had so much sugar that we had more sugar in the Raisin Bran than we have in Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
With the
man.
bottom of the bowl, You had that one raisin that got left behind swimming for his life
Oh, you
in
look,
all of
yeah,
that
yeah.
sugar.
Man, look, when you eating raisin bran, when you done with when the flakes are gone, because you want to eat all together, you surfing in that milk for more raisins. You scrape you. It's got to be two. It's the box. It's 2 scoops in that box. So I know it's some more raisins in this bowl right here. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna stop till I get them.
Get to
Yeah,
scraping the bottom of that bowl till the porcelain almost come off.
yeah, man. Oh well, that's funny, man. That's funny. Man, well, look, so man, so much stuff has been going on since the last time we talked, man. I almost don't even want to try to remember or rehash things, but I do want to just say, real quickly, like I don't know if we touched on the whole takeoff thing, but as you probably have seen it too, like more videos coming out about that. I wanted to just get a little bit of your take on that situation, the loss to the industry, um, you know, you know, whether you like them or not, if you're old school, new school, you got to admit, Migos definitely made an impression worldwide. So, wanted to kind of get your take on that incident and
That's the thing is I like them kids. I just watched Hotel Lobby
yeah,
for the first time. Might have been yesterday or day before yesterday, but it's the first time actually watching their new stuff. It's a horrific situation, but once again, what do you expect shooting dice after the club in the middle of the night? Something is bound to happen. Whether the dice game gets stuck up, somebody gets shot, somebody start fighting. It's always something. There's nothing good that ever comes from them after hours dice games. Never. But for him to get shot and the way that the first video that I saw, the next thing you know, I mean, first thing you see him standing up, and next thing you know, you see them vans kicking up in the air. That was tragic.
right, right. Yeah, so I saw some of that lobby footage, and it was you could just see it escalate, and it was almost like it was just sort of a surreal moment because you hear it's an argument that we've all heard before. Oh man, what you talking about? Ain't nobody, talking about basketball, man. Come on now, man, let's go like that. But then it just escalates to some swings thrown and pop, 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 pop. So, we've talked a lot about on this show about conflict resolution and just how we approach things and I mean that was just a needless tragic act. Not only say an accident, a needless incident that happened out of something that probably has been developing for a while because these people this person and they're saying Jay Prince Jr. and they're not was involved but not the shooter but his entourage.
And that's the thing is that you're supposed to be good with that checking in thing, and you do what it is that people ask you to do when you come from out of town. You check in. You're supposed to be safe with the Prince family, and then now I got to carry you back to my sister and tell your sister's already seen the videos, and I have to explain to her what really happened versus these videos. But that's the crazy thing about all of this.
Yeah, yeah, it was just and of all the and we don't we can't pick and choose or we don't have no control or who deserves what more. But of all the ones, they were just like he was the most chill one, kind of. You know what I'm saying? The least hot headed one. Um, and it just adds to sort of the sadness of it, that it was him, and a lot of say the most talented one of the three. So
But that's
and
the
don't
thing. Wu Tang, they had already warned you. It's always the good ones that got to die.
yeah yeah you can definitely go back. Yeah, Don said he was a baby. Yeah, and hey, Don, sorry, Don says we took off, just disappeared. We ain't leave a Dear John letter, nothing. We just bounced out. Hey,
My
That's how
my
we.
bad.
That's how I
My
used to do
bad.
it. That's how I used to do it in my 20s. Hey,
My
three
bad. I
months.
mean,
That
I,
was it.
I I have had a history of ghosting people or women. So I mean, my bad.
It was, it felt normal. Got that history of ghosting women. It just felt normal. It just, I'm out. But yeah, yeah, which is, which we understand now. Okay, we'll just say it for, you know, disclaimer purposes, that we understand that that is a toxic behavior to, just ghost
No,
women.
it ain't.
Oh,
No, it
well,
ain't. No, it's not.
yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. I mean, come on now. Look, this show is really built on like mental health and self improvement. So we're not gonna say ghosting somebody is a good way to get out of a relationship.
A proper technique.
Now that's the organic fruit juice talking there. That's, you don't mean that.
Got a little sting on there. That carbonation got a little sting on the back end.
But yeah, that we're gonna say that that's a not a good way to
That was something I was watching on YouTube and I was reading the comments and it made me think back. But it said that the guy was saying that back in the day when he was a kid, he don't know anybody that had gotten shot. And it made me think back in my childhood, that wasn't normal. I mean, I got shot at 8 by accident playing with a gun, but I mean, I didn't know of anybody that had gotten shot and got killed. The only person uh, that we had died when I was a kid was uh, man, what's Jeffrey's last name? Man, I can't remember Jeffrey's last name, but he died on a basketball court. So, but other than that, people weren't killing each other and falling out and dying. And I can't even remember the first person that I heard of that had gotten killed. That's just not normal to me.
So
And
wait
then
a minute. Now, you kind of skipped over a little incident there that as long as I've known you, I don't think I knew about this. You said you were playing around with a gun and you shot yourself.
I see there you go. Now you trying to do me like your man's did
I'm
that
trying to
shot
call you
himself in the leg.
Plaxico Burns.
Trying to plaxico me.
I'm
No,
not. I'm trying to get some clarity on it before I start laughing. That ain't funny, man. I mean, I ain't
we
gonna laugh.
we
It ain't
was
funny until I
we
hear the
was round,
story.
we was up the block round at one of our boys'
Mm,
houses.
mm.
And he was like, I got
That's
a
how
gun.
trouble
And he was
always
like
start off. We was up the block.
he was like 5 and he was like, I got a gun.
Wow.
Like, man, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Stop playing. You BSing. No, for real, I got a gun. And he came back out with it. It was like a little 32 or 38. So him and
Wow.
my neighbor across the street, they got the tussling over the gun. And then next thing you know, pow, it went off. So I'm
Yo,
looking
you
around because I don't
serious?
see any blood. And I'm scared that the bullet went in the house. So my leg burning, feeling hot, but I'm not paying attention to it. It's not registering. So I go to step off with my right leg and it gave way and timber. Bam, I
Damn.
fell flat out. So my boy, my neighbor, he ran all the way back to the house. And I was like, that's how they do you. Soon as something happened, they leave you. So he went and he got my moms and my step pops and they came around there. Remember them yellow DBA shorts that I had on with the white trim? Them track shorts from the 70s where you where your stuff be leaking out the bottom. Them DBHs
Wait.
with this short for a dick ball of hair. Had on them yellow DBA shorts with the
You
yellow
saw
trim.
the short shorts, the little short ones, right?
That
They
swooped
stopped
up
about
like this
mid
right
thigh.
around your leg, and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they came up high on your hip,
They stopped mid thigh. Yeah.
looking
Oh
like
man.
them French cuts. Them joints didn't come mid thigh. They came right at the line.
Oh man. Well,
But I had on a pair of them.
what color was yours?
They
Because
was yellow.
mine was royal blue with a
I had
red
on the
stripe.
yellow joints with the white trim and the white the white waistband.
Oh man.
I'd never forget those shorts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but you could run fast in them things though, because it was like you was wearing a pair of underwear. You could, ain't wasn't nothing to dragging you back.
Anything to stop that friction.
Man, oh boy, yeah, that's
But
funny right there.
I messed around and went. They took me to University Hospital. My mom
Mm,
was working on it at the time too. But they took the X-rays and saw the bullet was still in there. So they said it was easier to leave it in there than it would be to go in there and fish it out. So I've
wow.
had the thing in me for the last 40 some years,
Wow.
46 years.
Okay. Man, you know what? Come to think of it, I think you did tell the story, but not in as much detail. I think I
Nah,
remember you telling about you falling over, losing weight. I mean, not being able to put weight on it, but like, wow, man, that could have been way more tragic. You know what I'm saying?
because it didn't
You
catch me
ever
right
think
square
about
on the
that?
hip. It caught me like right in the center of the, like maybe 2, 3 inches away from the center of my hip, right there in the glute. So that's what they were saying, that if it had been over a little bit more, then it would have been a lot worse. But that
Right.
was the thing, is that it went in and that bullet was so hot that it cauterized the wound straight out. So that's why I was looking around looking for blood and I didn't see any blood. And I naturally thought that the bullet went in the house.
Wow.
And the first thing I thought, man, my mom's gonna kill me. I'm dead. If this bullet don't kill me, my mom's gonna kill me.
Right. Man, that's deep, man. I mean, it really could have gone in another direction. I mean, not to be morbid about it or anything like that, but I mean, there's no need to think about what didn't happen now. But I mean, at some point, you had to deal with that trauma of being shot. I mean, we're now, but you've got a healthy love of guns now, or I mean, so how did you get over that?
Just happened. I was just glad to be able to walk.
Yeah.
So it didn't deter me from guns. It didn't scare me from guns. Nothing. Like I said, I was more scared of my mom's than I was of actually getting the actual bullet itself. Cause I was like, I'm gonna explain this one, and it come out
Right.
and it be truthful, and it don't sound
Right.
like it's a story.
I mean, of course, anytime, even some, hard troubles, man, we think of how can I tell? How am I going to tell her? I can't tell her. You
How
know what I
can I
mean?
how can I tell the truth? And it sound
Yeah,
like the truth.
man. But cool, man. Yeah, I want to say what's up to Tasha who's watching. Thank you. Want to say what up to Roy, my man Roy. Yeah, I stuck him in the back. I stuck Roy in the back.
Man, wow.
What's up, Roy? I ain't gonna lie,
That was
man.
cold
Hey,
blooded too.
I get smiles when it comes to sports. I stuck
That
Roy
was
in the back.
cold blooded.
It's all right, man. He ain't stand up for me. It's cool. He ain't hold me down. He ain't hold me down when we struggled last year. Roy was laughing at the memes and stuff, man, piling on. I'm like, okay, I got you. I
Man, your
got you,
man
Chucho.
PGA come with him. He got that meme game though, so you can't count that against him.
I said, I looked at him laughing emojis. I said, yeah, I got you, Chucho. I got you. I got you. What's up, Roy? What's up, Roy?
Man, as
What's
soon as
cool,
I
man?
saw, I was
Love,
like, how
yeah.
this man gonna go off on Whitehead like this?
Look, man. Well, look, we need to talk to Roy about, maybe coming on and talking about some things, man. I know he's dealing a lot with like Medicare plans, things like that. I've been seeing, him posting information about that. So, maybe in 2023 we could talk about
I
how
would
that
love
can
to
be.
have the young god on.
Yeah. All right. So we'll talk to him about that, man. Yo, so what else has been up, man? I do tell you this, man. I know you've been getting some books in the mail, and doing this show with you. Yeah, yes, doing this show with you has made me say, look, I want to start reading a little more. So I'm starting to like I ain't trying to read. I just ain't got, it's just not convenient. But I'll do it. It's just not convenient. But I'll do audiobooks all day because I can do that and you know what I'm saying, get do little stuff, walk the dogs, like so what I've been doing, in our little hiatus, trying to do like more things like self-care. So getting up a little earlier, walking the dogs, spending some time listening to some audiobooks or some podcasts, things like that, for just self-improvement. So I know you got the books coming in. I've been building up a little library. So what's on your reading list for this year? I think we all gonna end up with a really deep reading list for 23. What you got there? I think it's backwards though, just for the camera. But go ahead and tell us what the title is.
This is the child support hustle.
Oh, okay. The child
After
support hustle.
after the joint
Child support hustle. Woohoo!
after we talked about
There we go.
the
Mm,
after
I
we
gotta
talked
get some of
about
this.
the
Let
talked
me get
about
some of this Stella Rosa. Let me sip a little bit of Stella Rosa to get on this child support hustle.
the situation with the young gentleman that was found that the child was not his, but he was placed on the hook for $40,000, and they did not let him off the hook. He is
Because
still on the hook for $40,000.
he signed the birth certificate, right?
Signed a birth certificate, yes.
Man, dude, I learned that watching Judge Judy or somebody, one of them judge shows.
Uh,
He signed it. Now I
what is
think
her
that's
name?
wrong, but he signed it, and they said when you sign it, that's a wrap.
Laura Lake, paternity court.
Yes, actually, yeah, I think that was it.
Because that was the thing. Is she said she preaches that uh, even if they find out that the child is not yours, the state is not obligated to let you off the hook. You may be able to get your name back, but once that order for child support goes through, that he that you are still liable. No, I don't think he was married to the lady. That it was just one of those situations, and you fall for the worst two words ever spoken to a man, and it's not that I'm pregnant. It's yours.
Those are the worst two words. Come
Those are the
on,
worst two words in the human language. It's yours.
it's yours, man.
But
Come on now.
the lady that wrote this book,
I mean, hold on, just skate over that now. It's yours and not the worst two words. I mean, look.
what's worse than it's yours?
Well, I mean, if it is, or you know. So, I mean, first of all, if you're in the right kind of relationship and you hear it's yours, you're happy about
Okay, there was a gentleman that shall remain nameless, and the young lady shall remain nameless as well.
that. Okay.
She said the first two sets of tragic words was, "I'm pregnant." It almost killed him. He stepped up his game while they were in a relationship. He stepped up his game, got her pregnant a second time.
Okay.
By the time the second one came out, they had to do a DNA and find out that the first one was not his.
Well, but okay.
It's yours.
Well, I mean,
And if you sign
okay.
that birth certificate,
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
it's
It is.
yours.
Yeah.
It's
It is
yours.
yours.
Whether it's your last name or not, it's yours.
But I mean, if there was some doubt on the first one, then why didn't he go? Why didn't he go all the way through it? If there was some doubt,
Certainly,
if
ma'am. And if we're gonna do the condom, please, them condoms are not. Them condoms don't stop you from shooting the club up.
now check this out. As Miss Duncan, I'm sorry, Mrs. Duncan here puts her comment in, her question in. I'm gonna give you a real scenario here. So young fella that I known since he was in grade school, real close to one of my kids. Grows up, graduates. Um, Calls one day and he's like talking to me. He's like, "Hey, guess what?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" I'm gonna have a baby. Now he
Say
just
go.
graduated. He just graduated from high school. Not I mean like dude was at the prom a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was talking to me. So I talked to him as always. I've always talked to him like he was my own son. So he calls me and says, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh, really?" So it hits me a little bit. I was like, "Ah, oh, man, I'm a little disappointed. You know, it's not the time, but um, you know, but okay, can't put milk back in the bottle. Let's move forward." So he starts talking to me about it, telling me when he met her, telling me how long they've been together, and I'm like, whoa. And she's how many months pregnant? Oh, well, she just went to the doctor and then she did the test. I was like, no. She took the test and then she hadn't been to the doctor yet, but the test came back positive. I said, did you see the test? Well, no, but I mean, and I, on the phone with him, told him right then and there, said, man, let me tell you something. Don't be so quick to think that's you. I said, you need to slow down a little bit. And I'm telling him, talking to him like he's my son. Well, he's at her house. She's in the background listening to me talk to him, and her dad hears it. And he was like, yeah, I gotta go now. I hear all this cussing going on in the background. I start laughing. I'm like, yo, my bad. I'm like, my bad. I said, look, man, I'm just telling you. I'm just so he hangs up. He calls back a few minutes later. Not a girl. The girl's dad is on the phone wanting to talk to me. And I was like, all right, let's go, bro. Let's get at it. He's like, what you trying to call my daughter? I said, I ain't trying to call her nothing. I don't know her. But I know him, and I'm gonna talk to him like I got 4 boys. I'm gonna talk to him like he's my son. And I said, and I said, you a man, So stop playing these games, man. Stop playing with that boy. She pregnant. He ain't seen the test. She ain't been to a doctor. They ain't been dating but a month. Look like a month and a week. Like, come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing with that boy. I said, well, look, come see me, whatever. Come to find out, a few months later, all of a sudden, it gets really bad, man. He stopped. He moves out of his house. He's living with the girl. He's kind of cut off from his mom. I talked to his mom and said, look, I'm telling you right now, I think something ain't right. Blah blah blah. Well, spins around. A couple months later, he comes to find out she's not. What is it? She's not pregnant. It was all just like I'm like, well, what happened? She lose the baby? I don't know. Some big fallout happened. Anyway, it was all a little game because he was a good kid. You know what I'm saying? He was a good kid. He had something going for him. Hard work. They put his ass to work already. You know what I'm saying? And they were just leeching off of it. But anyway, let's. I just wanted to bring that up because it was
No,
funny.
I got one more on top of that one.
But well, Did you
Go
see
ahead.
Dawn's question?
Yes, I'm prepared for that one too.
All right, we're gonna do Dawn's question, and then we're gonna go to your story too. But why do unmarried men sign birth certificates without DNA test first?
You
Because
want that one?
they good hearted dudes. They just I don't want to call them soft. That's what I think. Go ahead. They don't want to call her a whore. I mean, plain and simple.
I'd follow that one as well too.
They're
You
not
uh,
gonna call her a whore, man.
you
Come
you
on.
honestly don't want to think that your girl is out there getting smacked up, flip it, turn around. Oh no,
Oh man.
you don't want to think your girl is out there being poisoned.
I mean, yeah, you know,
So
no.
you go with the flow and you want to do the right thing,
Right. There you go. Because you want to do the right thing. It
Es-
should be yours, right?
especially for dudes that already don't have a father, and he knows that the young lady has not had a father either.
That
So
is a
you want to
good
stop
point.
the cycle where it
Yeah,
is right there. And you want to do the right thing.
that's a solid point right there. Because it does come down to that a lot of times. And I'm talking to this young man and some other ones that I've known. It comes down to like, I don't want my child to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be dad. I want to be. I'm like, all right, I get it. But I mean, I've known probably if I think harder, I may come up with more. But I know three dudes who were told it's yours, did the whole daddy thing for maybe a month to a year, and then come to find out it's not. You know, but all of them were that type of I want to do the right thing kind of dude. You know?
And lastly, you scared to death. Because as soon as you want to say, as soon as you think about asking for a DNA test, that's the first thing that comes up is, what are you trying to call me? You must think I'm some kind of hooah.
Yeah.
Think you acting like I'm freak of the week and all the rest of that, even if you are freak of the week. But dudes get they get scared.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It is. Even like just to know when you have when that first one, it's almost unbelievable that you could do it. You know what I mean? It's you still like you almost don't believe it that you could make another person. You know what I mean? Maybe it was just that was just how I felt. But I was like, I don't believe it. You know, I don't believe it. Just you sure? You know what I mean? Because you don't feel like you could do it.
My pregnancy scare, I had
Mm. Not the pregnancy
literally,
scare. Oof.
literally like weeks before I was headed to the Desert Storm.
Mm.
We was sitting in my truck right in front of her house, and she was like, "I got to tell you something."
Oh, not that one. Mm.
So I'm not thinking it's gonna be that. So she hit me with, "I'm pregnant." I wanted to flip and cry, and then she was like, "What are we gonna do?" And I'm like, I said the worst thing humanly possible known to mankind that a man could say to a woman. I don't know. And then she broke out and she started crying and she was like, I didn't do this by myself. And then the only thing that was playing in my head was, I done messed up this girl's life. I'm about to go over here. I don't even know if I'm coming back. Something happens to me and then she has to raise my child by herself. I was scared to flipping death. And I was like, whoa, guess I got to get married.
Oh yeah.
So, but that was the first thing that popped in my head was look like I'm about to get married before I actually have decided that I want to marry this girl here.
Now, for those listening, you said the word pregnancy scare. It feels one way for a lady, which we don't have a lady on the panel today, but we'd love to hear from. But for the man, okay, the pregnancy scare. What are the emotions that just sort of describe the feelings that happen when you go from those feared words that you said, the feared words for headache, it's yours. Woo.
The four words that immediately pop up in my head. My life is over. My life is over. That's it.
So,
It's little chillers for the kid. It's over.
oh, emotionally, what do you go through? What are you feeling?
There is no emotional. It's all psychological.
Mm, mm,
It's over.
yeah,
I'm dead. I have no life. Here it is. I'm a 20-year-old punk kid, 2 years removed away from high school. It's over.
yeah. I mean, it's the pregnancy scare. Okay, so you know you flying high, you doing, you living, you know partying, you know, and whatever it is, you and homegirl hook up, and maybe y'all seeing each other, you know, a lot, and everything's
It
going
was a whole lot.
a whole lot. So you see each other a whole lot, and you know, you just living it up. You living life. You young, like you said, and all of a sudden, it's that I gotta talk to you, you know, that thing, and you tell the tone in the voice. You know, either she about to break up with me or she done cheated on me. She about to tell me some bad news. You know it's coming. So the butterflies are already there. She can't tell you over the phone. She's like, I need you to come over. I got something to tell you. You already, you throw your clothes on, your stomach turning, you trying to figure out what you done did, who saw you, you know what I'm saying? So word there. That's what you're thinking. Some words that got back to it. Somebody saw you somewhere, hugged up in the corner. you
Pinned up against the locker.
right. That's right. As you trying to work up your excuse. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you know what? Somebody pushed me. You know what I mean? I wasn't. You try to work up your excuse. You get there. She already been crying. Poor girl, poor heart, poor baby. She crying. Mama probably standing in the background glaring at you. And here it comes. I got something to tell you.
That I got something to tell you. To me, that's worse than we need to talk. Because I already know that we need to talk means there's something that you need to say to me, and I'm just supposed to do what it is that you're telling me that we need to talk about. I already know what that's about. So I can handle the we need to talk. That don't sting as much anymore. But that I got something to tell you.
Mm.
We start doing this number right here. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
backpedaling,
Go ahead.
moonwalking.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then when you get that news, whether she wants to show you the test or whatever, I'm gonna go. I got a doctor's appointment scheduled, but I already took the test, and I know I am. I haven't been feeling well. Blah blah blah. Boom! Like a truck, runs over you, man. You're sick, because now you again like a good dude, somebody who ain't trying to, what you calling me for? You know what I mean? Not that dude.
The
You're a
menace.
good dude. Yeah, not menace to society, but the good dude. You like you said, my whole world is changing. I got immediately. You immediately start looking for a better job. You know what I mean? It's just it's
But
that's a lot of emotion
that's where it
for that
scared me because,
situation.
like I said, I immediately thought about her because she had just gotten her job out at the prison. She had just gotten her car. Life was just taking off for her, and here it is. I done messed up this girl's life. And that was that ran over in my head so many times to where I could not even hear what else she was saying. I couldn't hear her crying anymore. I was just all in my head with I done ruined this girl's life. And this girl don't even deserve this. And with her, I would have been another one of them unmarried guys that wouldn't have asked for a DNA test. I had pretty much loved that girl probably that much.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. Man. Well, I got a story I want to share with you though. So wasn't a pregnancy scare, but it was a pregnancy. And it's weird because it kind of goes like like this. So I'm dating, I started dating this girl that we worked in the mall together. Um I started dating her and just clicks quick. Boom. Month in, month and a half or so in, I wonder, maybe it was 2 months in, month and a half or so. I get the call, the same, I got something to tell you kind of thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. So come to find out she's pregnant. But we all know it ain't mine. It wasn't even no question. We all know. So I was like, well, how did that happen? Well, basically, old Almond, snatched her from a man. Obviously the last date they had, some things went down. But Almond came in there and smooth talked her. Boom, you know, pulled her over to my team. You know, after that last date, and she was Almond's girl after that. So, but the whole even though it wasn't my responsibility, but the whole thing whoa, what do I what do we do now? What's gonna happen now? I mean, things were going so well. It was just and then she's got all these emotions going on with her. Um, do I? Do I be supportive? Am I gonna be supportive of that? You know what I mean? Am I still gonna be her guy? I'm not ready for no child. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of that going on, and of course, needless to say, the relationship continued, but the pregnancy really ended the relationship. You know what I mean? It just didn't end. It didn't end well, actually. It didn't end well at all. But it was never. Um, I want to say it was never. It wasn't because it was just so. It was just because there were so many emotions on both sides in that relationship. It was like I didn't know how to handle it. She was pregnant. She didn't know how to handle it. And here we were. We liked each other. Was trying to make it work. You know. So I can imagine somebody who really is in that role. I am the father, dealing with those emotions, with the woman, dealing with those emotions, trying to, being young and trying to manage a relationship. That's why a lot of them end up, you know, my baby daddy, we broke up for a minute, and we back together a minute, and we broke up for a minute, that roller coaster stuff, so
But that pregnancy thing, it will bring out the fight or flight. And 9 times out of 10, you catch that flight because even after the abortion, your first thoughts are, I gotta get out of here. This girl trying to trap me. I dodged a bullet, and I don't want this to happen again. So that's your first thoughts is, I gotta get out of here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the trap game is real. It's a real thing. I'm not disparaging women at all, but they would tell you the trap game is real. It's certain women that will plot on, I'm gonna get with him, and especially if the relationship's going well, and all of a sudden things change, and she feels like he wants to leave, he wants to break up. That trap baby. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
Wait,
Boom. You ain't
when
gonna
you
break up with me. I
or where
got you.
you or where you give the child a job to go ahead and fix a broken relationship, or fix the pretty broken pieces in your life, that you give this child this job with no benefits, uh, no accommodations, no nothing, and you give them the job to fix the life that you've broken. That's a
Man,
that's a big one, to a big bitter pill to swallow.
yeah, that's interesting, man. Well, cool, man. I'm gonna be interested in what you get out of that book, and share it with the audience and all that. So moving on from that, what you been watching since these
We're
last
not
month
done.
and a half?
We're not
Oh, we're
done.
not done. Oh,
We're
what you
not
got?
done.
Oh, so you got Anne Frank. Now, is that Anne Frank's diary, right?
Yeah, this like the updated version. But I
So
picked up that one. We went down the Kyrie Irving hole,
okay, so
and
I've
we went
heard.
deep.
So what I'm saying is I've heard that book has been banned in some schools. That book, I've also heard that because Shimmy told me that Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. Remember when everybody read that? You know what I'm saying? That book has been banned in some schools.
Critical race theory.
We all read. I'm saying Anne Frank's diary. We all read. Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. We all read. Um,
Wait till you go through.
The Tom Sawyer book where he was saying the N word. We all read that. We read that.
Wait till you go through the list of books when you start doing your internet search on books that were banned. Of Mice and Men is a banned book.
And I'm gonna tell you something. That's what I thought of too when she told me Roll of Thunder was banned. I said, well, dang, Mice and Men got to be banned too.
It's
Gotta
on
be.
there. Mice and Men is banned. It's a gang of books on there that have been banned, but they're still in circulation.
That's just weird. That's weird. I mean, the stuff that we read, obviously, we ended up being well adjusted. I would say, as best we could. But it wasn't because if anything's dysfunctional about this, it wasn't because of them books. It wasn't because of Diary of Anne Frank. You know that.
Not at all. Picked up
What you got?
Yakub,
Okay. Mm.
um, Yakub, or aka the big head scientist.
Uh-huh.
This is the story of the creation of the Caucasian, where Father Yakub he split the white gene from the black gene, and then he created and crafted the white gene and cultivated it and created the white man, and then he went in the cave and then came back out, lived in the cave as animals, and then he came out as the being that he is. That's what um, that's what's being taught with the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But Yakub is the big head scientist.
You know, Third Base on the Cactus album mentions that they
Yes,
yeah they
yes.
and what was it, gas, I think it was gas, the Gas Face song, they he mentions it, Search does. So yeah, that's I'll be interesting to hear that. I think when we address the Kyrie thing and the Kanye thing, and you know, my stance was always, anytime you try to broad paint with a broad brush on a whole race of people, you're going to say something wrong, because it can't be true. It can't be. All of them do this. It cannot be true. Same same goes for, when you hear someone try to paint all black people or all white. It's the same thing. But to have a discussion about your experiences with a particular person of that race or whatever, that's a fair conversation to have. Which is why I always said Kanye should have called out names. He should have called out the names of people that he was trying to bring to light. Um, and I think in the Kyrie situation, I think Kyrie was doing some studying, doing some reading, whatever. He put it out there. Then he tried to walk away from it by saying, like, I'm not promoting it. But I don't think he had. He was. I don't think he was. He put it out there before he was prepared to talk about it. That's what it just seemed like. Seems like all that's blown over for Kyrie. He's back on the court. Ye's still dealing with
The triple
the
down,
fall.
the
he's
triple
still
dog there.
he's still dealing with the fallout, man. That brother got problems. He got
I
problems.
triple dog dare you to to
You
cancel
know,
me.
and Kim beating him up too. That joker got. But ain't no telling where Kanye gonna show up next, man. He
That's
might
another
he
thing
might
that
pull up in he might just pull up in Hepzibah one day and do it and just host a church service out there. You just
start
don't know.
pushing them Yeezys out there for $20.
Right.
But that situation with him and Kim, that's another thing that pushed me into the child support hustle, because you
Right.
get hit for 200,000, 200
Yeah,
large
it's ridiculous. What is
a
that?
month. You get
How do
hit
you
for
come up
200
with that
large a
number?
month,
Right.
and then you living right next door. You buy the house right next door, and you still get hit for 200 large.
Right.
But that's the thing is, partially what they're saying is about how the system gets paid because it is a for-profit situation. It's not where they are subsidized by the government. So you pay them, or they take your money from your check. They process it, and then they give you the rest. So even if you get in the 200, you're not necessarily getting all of the 200. So it benefits the system
Right.
to
They're
to
making
keep
money.
to keep it going, to perpetually keep it going.
Mm.
We got the invention of the Jewish people. We picked up the Torah.
Okay, so you going deep, ain't you? Oh,
Ta-da!
so you actually bought the book.
We
Okay.
have it. We have that
Okay.
one as well too.
So we can count on you to read into that and give us a summary of that.
Yes, sir. But that one we did, and then I bought the Apocrypha as well too, which is a companion to the Bible.
Right.
Bought that one as well too.
Okay.
But that's that Hebrews, the Negroes. That was the first one that I got in, and then I was like, I need to go ahead. I know I need a Torah because I got the Bible. I have a Quran, so I needed a Torah to go ahead and do the trifecta. Um, that Dara and Frank, that goes along with the Mein Kampf. So to
Yeah.
get both sides, his view and to get her view, and then kind of sandwich them together. But that's how I got the Diary of Anne Frank, was because I have a copy of Mein Kampf.
Okay.
So, but with the Mein Kampf, it makes sense because it's one of those things where I love my people, but then again, I got to stand up for my people at all costs. So you,
So what you're saying in Mein Kampf, that's
the
sort of the
premise
premise
behind it
of it.
is this. This is my story. I love my people. I am a quote unquote nationalist, as the American people call themselves. I'm a nationalist, and I am standing up for my people, hell and high water. But then with everything, people always take something and then they kind of flip the narrative in order for it to fit their situation, and then use that to go ahead and commit whatever atrocities that they are going to commit. Because it was kind of like a podcast that I was listening to, with Dante Nero, where he said that he is one of the co-founders of the Proud Boys, and the way that the Proud Boys started out is nothing like where they are right now. That they were standing for something else, and then people just kind of gravitated to it. They injected their views in it, and then it just went. It went totally left, and they have not been able to come back. But he said that he feels bad for being one of the co-founders of that and seeing where they are now. But he got in on the ground floor, he got out on the ground floor.
Well, I don't know who's the quote is attributed to, but you can't say that, you know, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
Of course.
It's the perspective that you sit on. Um, but the ugly part of things is when you're scapegoating people for to blame for the condition that you're in, victimize, teach them, hey, you're a victim of this, and this is who is the oppressor, and you're pointing at people who are innocent. That's the atrocity of anything like an event like the Holocaust, or like, um, you know, the transatlantic slave trade. Um, just the capacity of man to do the things to another man, the same species as you, is unlike any other uh, life form on this planet. And that's coming from Almond, who lives on another planet. But it's just the things that a man can justify to do to someone else, to another person, um, is just blows my mind sometimes. Really, that where does that come from?
I don't know the whole thing that's going on with this, especially when Dante Nero was speaking about things starting one way. The first thing that I thought about was that movie, The Outsiders, where you got two different
Yeah,
versions of society fighting against each other. And what made me think about everything is nothing. The poem by Robert Frost, "Nothing gold can stay." So no matter what your intentions are going in, they're never the same coming out. Somebody else always finds some kind of way to twist it, flip it, and change it and fit their narrative. But nothing gold can stay.
man, we definitely touched on a lot tonight. I wanted to quickly just kind of, I know, yeah, I know we're watching a lot of stuff on TV, but I know you and I have been watching this series on HBO called Industry, and um, I just found it kind of by accident. Um, just looking for something to watch. Game of Thrones is all. I said, let me watch this show, and a couple of episodes into season one, dude over ODs on cocaine in the bathroom, trying to stay awake and keep his job and all that. So I get kind of caught into it, and then I pass it on to you, and you watch it. And you I think you kill it out in one weekend or something. But the relationships and the the dialogue, the we're talking about how man can treat another man, just the backstabbing, the
The
treachery, the
treachery.
yeah on this show is you know second to none, and it's just unbelievable what the whole kind of like get the rug pulled out from under you kind of thing that happens that from show to show. But if anybody out there has watched it, it's an interesting show. Got to pay attention to it. There's a lot. Of course, it's basically is set in a an investment house overseas, and it starts out that first season starts out with all these young kids trying to do an internship, and at the end of the internship, they want to get a job there. So there's this day coming that these people get cut. You put in all this work, trying to learn the business, and you want to become permanent. And so they're all it's very, very competitive. Very a lot of backstabbing, a lot of drug use, a lot of like sexual tension, all that going on. But me and you watch it, and we get to season 2, and bam, the one main character. There's a few, but there's a main character. It's, Harper. If you Google it, you look. It's a young black girl from New York, kind of out of place. Trying to make her way into that industry, and she's really good at it. But she is also a monster in disguise, I would say. Um, she is very manipulative. Uh, she is I think one of the lines that somebody uses on her calls her a sociopath. She can be anything. But the one person I will say, after watching it, the one person she does care for is her brother. She cares for him deeply. But even that relationship is toxic. Just so much goes on in this series, man, I think at the end of the season 2, the one thing I want to understand is why is she so hell bent on not going back to New York? What happened in New York that she's like, under any circumstances, I cannot go back to New York. Like she's willing to just live overseas for it. Something happened, and I don't know if they're going to do a season 3, but that would have to be explained in season 3.
That one I just got finished. Matter of fact, I just got finished clicking that one on a search and it nothing came up.
About season 3.
No, about her because what I typed in
Oh,
my
okay.
Google search was Harper Stern, New York City, and nothing came back up. The big thing for me where I've taken a liking, where I've really dove into the show, messing around with Reddit. That Reddit subthread on the industry,
Really?
it goes there. It
Yeah.
goes all the way there.
Wow.
And I accidentally found it. I was looking for something else,
Mhm.
and the Reddit popped up. The Reddit thread popped up. So I went down that rabbit hole, and then it sent me to YouTube, and then that's how I wound up with the that gentleman where I sent you
Yeah, I did. I watched all 3 of those videos. Yeah.
those. And his take on Yasmin, and when Yasmin and old girl was getting after they was getting busy, and then she was laying there in pure ecstasy, and then she got that nail driven through her heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's you, baby. Where that? Where that?
Yeah. Man, it is it's a wild show. And there's of all the characters, they each one has like their own kind of backstory. So you mentioned Yasmin, and coming from money, she really didn't have to struggle. What you see at the end of season 2, she tries to confront, she tries to confront her dad about his lifestyle. I'm trying to pull up a little bit of, but she tries to confront her dad about his lifestyle, and he pretty much breaks her down, telling her, "Look, you haven't grown up yet. Now, who are you to question me about what I've done? And so you've lived this privileged life because of what I've done." He said, you haven't even taken the time to get your money in your own account. It goes to my account. Like like she's basically out there playing adult, just
Bro,
playing.
when he dropped that one, I flipping lost it because I'm like, that can't be true. This
Yeah,
girl has to be able to have her own bank account to fund her lifestyle just in case she can't get it from Robert anymore or
right.
her dad cuts her off. Bro,
So,
he was like, you
so
don't even have a bank account. I was like, what the flip?
and it goes back to when she first gets there, when season one, her and Harper try to be cool and everything. She tries to, be a pal to Harper, and Harper cuts her down and tells her. She told her, she said, "You don't own anything. None of what you do is real. You're not an adult." She basically tried to say, you've lived this life of privilege. You walked into this job. You didn't really work for it. You didn't have great grades. You're not good at it. You know what I mean? And you're here because your dad has money. And then when she tried to get like some type of sense of morality, and wanted to you know get self-righteous, and get in her dad's face, and she may have even had a point, but the fact that you sit there and you say that, and your money goes to his account, you live in an apartment he pays for, the job you got is because of him, now you want to get all but, man. And when she gets back, my key doesn't work. Who does she call? She calls daddy. My key don't work. And he said, "What?" He said, "You want to be on your own. This is how it feels."
You want to be an adult? This is what adults do. But when he hit her with, how do you think you got that job? And I was like, I know he ain't about to go there.
Yeah,
How do you honestly think you got that job?
man. Y'all want to say what's up to my man Derek? He's watching. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. But yeah, so those of you who have like HBO Max, y'all can go and if you really want to find a good series to watch. It's just 2 seasons. It will get you hooked into it. So it's got a real diverse cast of characters. We've been talking about Harper. So she's the American girl, black girl from New York that goes there. Yasmin is what is she? Israeli.
Israeli?
Yeah. So she's competing, and then you got the little soft dude Robert, who a bunch of sexual tension between him and Yasmin, him and Harper. By the way, speaking of sexual tension, we're talking about office romances. Harper be going through. She's been chopping down the
That's what I
whole
was.
the whole office.
That's
Okay,
I was waiting on that chopping wood. I was waiting on
and
that chopping wood term that you have coined.
boy, lumberjacking her way through the whole office. Actually, I think I've got. I want to play the trailer for y'all, and let's see. I think there's
Sir
an easy
Harper
way to do it.
Udoku.
Yeah, Harper Udoku. I'm gonna play this trailer. Let me know if you can hear that.
Why you finding that trailer and getting that one together? That's kind of odd. That speaking of Udoku, that oh girl, she finally walked off.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
You can go ahead and run it.
All right, let me for y'all that have not seen this series, I'm gonna just play this trailer for you. This is the trailer for Industry. This is the season 2 trailer, so a lot has already happened in season 1, but of course, the main character Harper, you get a chance to kind of see her in action. Are you able to hear it?
No, no volume.
I didn't think so. Yeah. Let me see. Let me unplug my mic. You can hear it now, can't you? No audio. Man, I could not get that audio to play. So I've got to download it. So, but anyways, wanted to at least give y'all a little. At least you can recognize some faces if you Google it and look it up. But you were seeing Harper, Yasmin, Eric, who's the Asian guy that hires Harper and protects her all the way. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but he's her protector. Really, I want to say he's her protector all the way through it because even I don't want to give away any spoilers. I want
All
people
the
to
way to
see
the
it.
end.
Yeah,
He still holds true all the way to
he
the end.
still holds true. You're right. He does. He does. Yeah. So I wanna like, introduce y'all to that series. Check it out and watch it. 2 seasons. You can get through it pretty quickly and let me know what you think about it. So
But Harper is a that girl is a shark inside the body of a guppy. That girl is a straight shark.
yeah.
And she takes no prisoners.
But so I feel like something happened in New York. There's something between her and her mother or her and her father, something dysfunctional that made her and her brother leave. Her brother was, what did she find him down in France somewhere or whatever, like
He's in Berlin. It's a
Berlin.
ex tennis store where the pressures of living up to their expectations that it had gotten too much for him, and then
Right.
he decided to defect. And then that's what she was saying that after he left, she had to carry the burden and still be worried about him at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then she
Yeah.
wound up breaking out. But
Yeah.
that one, when he had that conversation with her, bro,
That was good. Yeah.
and when he straight read her all the way from cover to cover, flipped the book over and read her from the back cover to the front cover all over again,
Right.
that was crucial.
You could actually go to that scene without having watched any of this. Go to the scene between Harper and her brother and watch him, like you said, read her and tell you who she is, and then go back and start watching the episode, the show from the beginning, and then you'll understand because he of all the people of all the characters on that show, of course, he's the one that knows her, grew up with her, knows how she is. He understands her manipulation and her ability to, like you said, survive. She's a survivor, and she will take down anybody except him, except her brother. She loves him, but anybody else is fair game. So something that's driving her to be the best, and she really ends up being the best one of all those interns. Something that's driving her to be the best is because she wants to take care of herself, but also she wants her brother to come live with her. She wants to just let it be him and her, you know.
Just come back with me and I will take
Right,
care of you. You
right,
don't have to
right.
do nothing. I will take care of you.
Yeah. So hopefully they continue on with another series so that we could see a little more of her backstory and see a little more of Yasmin's backstory, and then some of the other characters that we didn't mention was the
Your man Gus.
the Gus. That's
Get
what I
on
was
the
trying to
bus,
think of his name.
Gus.
Yeah,
Get on
trying
the
to think
bus,
of his
Gus.
name. So you got Gus, who is he's black, well, what British,
Keep going.
homosexual.
Keep going.
He is uh actually no, he is British, but I think his family's from Nigeria.
But they all live in the UK, and so and he is one of the interns that could have made it, but he didn't want that environment. He didn't want to be in that environment. So on his interview, he actually sabotages himself and just doesn't even. It tells him he doesn't even want the job, and walks away from corporate America, um, and but still in a roundabout way ends up really back in it with one of their biggest customers. So you
Back
got
at the scene of the crime.
right back pretty much like yeah, exactly good way to put it. Back at the scene of the crime. And so you got him, you got the guy Robert, who is really like this, sort of a jerk in the beginning, but becomes kind of this I don't know what he's going through, but he's sort of going through these weird, soft kind of moments where I think he likes Yasmin, I think he likes Harper, um, but he's struggling with the nastiness of the job, even though he was sort of a nasty person in the beginning. I think the culture's sort of wearing on him a little bit too. He's got that one customer, huge customer, that sexually assaults him, and you know what I mean? Like he's not sure if it should bother him or not. And he's struggling. He's struggling with how to deal with that. You know?
And how Harper got pulled into that one, with the sexual assault as well too. That you're talking about a predator. That I forgot old girl's name, but she is
Yeah.
definitely a predator.
Yes. Um. Yeah. Let's see.
But she got set up though. She got delivered.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They had already known how she was
Right.
when they sent Harper in there. And
Oh,
then
that's
when they
true.
were sitting in the back of the car, because they was all sitting at dinner together, and
Yeah.
then some kind of how a boy got up and then she went with a girl, and then they wound up in the car, and then next thing
Yeah.
you know, she falls over, and then she starts to want to start doing that tongue wrestling thing and running her hand up her leg.
Yeah. She pretty much made a move on everyone they sent her way. Her
Yes,
Nicole Craig, that's her name. That's the
yeah,
name of her
Nicole,
character. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the name of her
Nicole.
character. She's an interesting one. You're right. She's a predator though. So she's someone who's been in the industry a long time. She's got a lot of money. She's a big time client. So, but she likes the power. There's something about her that and I think what it is like she's trying to regain her youth, or she's one of those ladies that, is bothered by her aging, the way she's aged. And so what she likes to do is she wants to be attractive to these younger people. So she, you know,
Utilizes that bait
yeah, yeah,
till its maximum potential.
right. So you got that character. You got the guy Rishi, who's an asshole, um,
He's
but
wanted though.
yeah, but
He kind of earned the right to be an ass though.
he's an asshole, but he's right. Is what a lot of times is. He's right. I mean, I can't. You can't. He's right when he tells people about themselves. But he's a jerk about it though. So you got that guy. Then you got your man DVD. The guy that came from New York, little smooth brother that came from New York.
The sucker.
Yeah, got played by Harper. Like who didn't? But got played by Harper.
And then she made that
And
dude cry too on top of that. That's what got
right,
me.
right. He's in there crying about the environment, the work environment, but he knew what it was and really crying. I think he cried. So I think he cried as hard as he did because he realized what he did with Harper. Like he's her boss. Like he was a superior over her. He should have never been involved with her. And so kind of what he did was cross the line too. He kind of got sucked into that environment, even though it was consensual. He should have never been involved with Harper.
DVD is a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's what got him. And his niceness, as much as I hate to say it, that was his downfall.
Hmm.
Because he fell for her
Yeah.
like how everybody
Way
does,
too
where
much. Right.
she spins that web, and then next thing you know, I can't get caught in the web. I'm just gonna go out there and dance on the web, and then I'm gonna come back. And then she got him, and she spun him in that web.
She did.
And when she decided to let him go, it was too much.
Yeah. And when she comes back from Berlin, that cold line in the when they're talking in the elevator, he's like, "Well, did you go down there and sleep with somebody?" And she looked at him and said, "And what if I did?" I was like, "Oh my god." She said, "Is that what you think of me?" She said, "What? And what if I did?"
I
And
was
which
like,
was again, it shut him up because she was right. You're
it
not
was,
you're not her man. You can't be. You're her superior. You shouldn't even be involved with her. Dude in here catching feelings. Hey,
but
I
she got
mean,
him. She caught him out there too.
I kind of respect Harper. I respect her for that. I can see why people are like it's the game of being with her. You know what I mean? Like you can see that attraction to her and all, but that she's dangerous, man.
The
You
only
know?
respect that I have for her is you don't really know what happened, and this is the first thing that you're gonna hit me. I took that one personal because looking at everything that she went through, even to the point of when he handed that pipe over to her, and she just quickly took it and sucked it up
Right.
to the depths that she went to come to go there and get her brother to come back. And this is what you're going to ask me: did I sleep with somebody while I was
Yeah.
there? I could have had a bad trip, which
Right.
actually she did. And I took that one personal because as soon as she said it, that lovely side of me that aligns with her, I winked at the television. I said, "You go get them, baby. You go get them."
Yeah. So yeah, guys. If y'all are looking for something to watch, um, we're giving you a good series to get into. So I mean that's really it, man. I don't think we're gonna close out the show, but it was fun to get back. Like we said, we got a lot of big things for 2023 that we want to do, want to talk about. Probably looking at maybe coming back another day this week, doing another just a little episode, just to get our speed back up. But what we want to do is just build up the content, keep things coming to you. Again, it's always like really directed towards self improvement, mental health. Just building a better community. And we'd love to hear from you guys. So the comments, the inbox messages, give it to us, man. We appreciate that. So with that, man, I'm gonna let a headache close us out, man.
Once again, I thank you all for being everything that you all have been to us. Honestly, without you all, this really would not be worth it. I honestly do thank you all for the time that you all share with us, especially dealing with some of them things that I actually put out there in the universe. Can be a bit much, but I do thank you all for riding with us all. Um, this has been beautiful. Hope that everyone had a lovely holiday, lovely Christmas, Hanukkah, Don't Spit on You, whatever it was that you were celebrating. I hope that it was a beautiful one. I earnestly pray for everyone's new year and that 2023 will be far better and far greater than any other year that has ever been in you all's life. And with that being said, if you can't be good, I mean, be good. If you can't be good, be yourself. If you can't be yourself, at least be honest. Shoot paper, not people.
All right, folks, and we out. Catch you next time on Shelf Space, the podcast. Peace out.